Welcome to another edition of the Tiger Football Coaching Report. I'm your host, Spiro Marikas, along with the head coach of the Tigers, Rob Ambrose. And, Coach, you're back to 500. It took 3 weeks to get there with 3 straight wins, but a gutty performance on Saturday against Stony Brook, a team that was desperate for a win, always tough to go up there. And you guys, it seems like every year you play Stony Brook, especially on Long Island, it's a tough physical football game.
It is, and it takes 4 quarters. It really doesn't matter what our record is or what their record is. We went back and looked at this. Like, all these games end up with the last drive of the game being the deciding factor. Who has the ball last usually was the winner. Did a great job defensively to hold them off for one play. They did do a great job for the 50-some seconds before that. But I got more gray hair. You got less hair. We got one more win, and it was awesome.
It was an awesome game. Piggy played a great game at quarterback, and the big thing, again, no turnovers this week.
Well, you saw the difference in the game.
Right.
They turned the ball over going into score. That's 7 more points for them. That's going into half, could have been 14-7 them. And instead it's 7-7. We're not happy, but we're not freaking out. And they're not that confident going into halftime. So, that interception's probably, for what we said, that was the game-changing play for us. As many great plays as were made in the second half on both sides of the ball, that really changed the outcome of the game.
What was the difference on the offensive side where, again, you only scored 7 points in the first half and you moved the ball much better in the second half?
Mm-hmm. Give credit to Stony Brook and their coaching staff. They have done and continue to do a great job at home, especially against the run. Doesn't matter who you are. They do a great job, and they've schemed you up. They've figured out what you do well, and whatever your best thing is, they're going to take it away. And they're going to make you throw it to beat them. And we probably beat our head against the wall a little too much early in the game, trying to push the ball through the middle of the field. But once we started throwing it, the result was pretty good.
And the defense, again, coming up with the big interception deep in territory, and then Robert Javier making a play on the final play of the game to seal the victory. And I'm sure your locker room was more than ecstatic.
Well, for those of you who drive, it was a fun trip getting to New York in the disgusting weather and bus issues and the many, many hours of traffic. It was really fun. It was a great time. And the kids were frustrated by it. They were. It's a challenge. It's part of the difficulty of going up in there and winning. And to fight, to not play, we played well enough to win, but we didn't play our best game in all 3 phases. We really didn't. But we found a way to win. And I say winners find a way to win. I don't think it was relief in the locker room. It was validation that we know when we want to play, man, we're going to play.
All right, this week, the finale at home against Hampton for the seniors. It's their final game. A lot on the line. You can have a winning record. Most importantly, you can get to 500 in the conference, which, again,
considering
not
they
what you
picked us
want,
to be in the garbage can at the beginning, considering what we've had to fight through to get here. Yeah.
Correct.
And you want to be a decent team when you start the season. You want to get better when you get through. You want to play some of your best ball towards the end. And watching these, 50 kids finally gel together over the last couple of weeks, it's really fun. It's fun to watch them have fun. They know each other now. They work together. They finish sentences, half words. And tap on the shoulder. Yeah, got it. Don't worry about it. Those are the kind of things that, as a player, you don't think about much in the moment, but you really miss when you're not playing anymore. And they just keep getting better.
Hampton is a team that played Elon tough this past week. They've been very competitive in their first year in the CAA. What do you see from them?
Talent, extreme level of talent. It's a pretty heady statement to say you can come from somebody else's league and come into our league in year one, and people look at your guys like, yeah, they're really, really talented. They play 3 quarterbacks, all of which are mightily effective. They have a wideout who is a draft pick. I'm just saying it out loud. He is a game-wrecking wideout. We know it. They know it. Everybody that plays him knows it. You can't stop him. You just got to try to limit him a little bit. But I don't want to give him too much credit because they got offensive weapons everywhere. They move the ball on the ground and in the air. They're a spread team. And defensively, they're as big, strong, as fast as anybody we're going to play all year.
Yeah, you're speaking about the wide receiver, Jadakis Bonds, who's got just under 800 yards, averaging 18 yards a catch and 9 touchdown receptions.
Yes, I know. Okay, I know. I just told you. I'm already stressed out about it. Yes, I know.
You, on the other hand, your wide receivers have started, and again, I guess it's Pigram has a chance to work with these guys more and more, but DeKendall James, Isaiah Perkins, Darian Street, all having good games on Saturday and all getting better as the season goes on.
If you recall, everybody, we talk about how difficult it is to win up there, but the one guy that never seems to have a problem in New York is old man Darian Street. The last time we went up there, when Tommy was a quarterback, Darian broke free for about a 60-yard touchdown in the exact same spot in the end zone. Thank God, he's older now, so thank God it was only 30. It was a hell of a route. It was a hell of a throw, but he only had to run 30 yards to get in the end zone instead of 60. I don't think he would have made it this time.
One big play late in the game, and you guys could have kicked a field goal to take the lead, but you went for the jugular and a beautiful pass to DeKendall James down to the 2-yard line, and then Devin Matthews takes it in. What was your thinking late in that ball game? Because a field goal would supposedly win the game.
Well, supposedly, but you're taking a chance one way or the other, and New York wins or New York wins, and not an easy play at sundown. It's difficult. One of Darian Street's biggest plays was the play before that got us down to the 20 within field goal range. That was his. He's got 3 catches for 80 yards. That's pretty impressive. But the conversation on the headphone was just keep going. We're in a rhythm. Just keep going. Score a touchdown, not a field goal. Always score a touchdown, not a field goal. Just be smart with the ball. We had 2 plays dialed up to do it. DK made a great catch on the 1, and my only complaint was we did it too fast. And honestly, that's part of this. And you saw it. You see it in the NFL a lot, but you saw it happen. We left 50-some seconds left. They had no timeouts, but still had a chance to win the ball game. And where are we if it's a field goal? What's it? So trying to take some time off the clock. When we didn't get in on the first down, I was not upset. Everybody's freaking out on the sideline. I'm like, okay, we want to do that again? That's fine. We're scoring third down. Or he's going to run out of timeout, so I'm not going to care. And then we scored on second down. It's not like we're going to take away points. It actually could have been an entirely different ball game, because on the 4th down, when Terrell scrambles, and he barely steps out of bounds on our sideline, that's a touchdown. With a ton of time left on the clock, and the way our games are finishing, that tennis match could have gone to multiple points. You could have talked about a 30-some point game on both sides of the ball. So, got your money's worth. Definitely got your money's worth.
What's the thinking on the defensive side now when they get the ball back with 56 seconds to go and no timeouts? What is your thinking there?
Match up, okay? So nobody gets an uncontested route, and whatever we have to do to pressure the quarterback. Without you're going to rush 3 at least. You're going to rush 3 at least. Now, if they get into some 3rd and 27 or some crazy thing like that, maybe we'll rush 1 or 2. But we're going to rush 3 at least, maybe 4. He cannot have an easy throw. That's the goal. Cannot have an easy throw. And whatever you do, keep him in bounds. You even saw we did that a little bit. They completed a long ball on the sidelines, and our kids are smart. Instead of just letting him walk out of bounds, we pulled him back in bounds, probably bought another 4 to 5 seconds off the clock before he ended up finally falling out of bounds. So there is no such thing as a prevent. Everybody says you prevent from winning, okay? But you're playing your odds. If you knew that the team was going to throw on every single play, yeah, you're going to put one more guy in the coverage at least. That's just an intelligent thing to do. And you're going to count on your veteran defensive line to pressure the quarterback. The best part about that drive, besides them not scoring, was that Zeus, while not getting home, and Lauer, while not getting home, were harassing the heck out of this guy. But when Zeus couldn't go anymore, we put Ole in. Next man up, not the starter, the next man up. And the next man up plays, we wore out the tackle, wore out the guard, wore out the tackle, and he comes in, does a great job, gets a sack, almost ends the game. Can't say more about, you never know. Like, oh, I'm not the starter. No, but you're the star. Seriously, you're the star.
Right.
And he's part of the big reason we won that game.
All right, it is senior day, and I know for a lot of these guys, and you and I have talked about this before, every year. I mean, every year is a different team because it's not going to be the same group of players every year. And I don't think college kids kind of grasp that this group is never going to be together again after Saturday.
No, and you're right. Your experience of being around the team as long as you have, you're right. And I learned it from watching the guys come back. And when they see each other, it's like they were in the locker room together yesterday. And that's a sign of, closeness and friendship and love. But when they see each other the first, second, third time when they come back, they realize, God, we had no idea how good we had it. We just had no idea. Sometimes they talk about it, sometimes they don't. But every single one of us knew. And it's the hazard, what is it, youth, wasted on the youth? They'll figure it out eventually. And I'm just honored that we have found guys to well represent the program and therefore well represent the school in the game of football. And these guys are going to be part of a family that's my family, it's your family, it's our family.
And this man here has a chance to tie Casey Keeler for 9th place all time in CAA wins with a victory on Saturday afternoon. So for the head coach of the Tigers, Rob Ambrose, I'm Spiro Marikis. Game time, 1 o'clock. Come on out to Johnny Unitas Stadium. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of the Tiger Football Report.